Hey guys, welcome back to the Community Cares Podcast. I'm Dave, and I'm the Executive Director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
I'm Chapel Chaz Blackburn. I have the honor to be the president of Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, and we are laughing, having a blast today.
Yeah, we're having fun.
It's a silly, slappy kind of day, and we have one of our good friends here. A guy that I didn't know very well before, probably a year ago, 6 months to a year ago, but someone who has gained a lot of respect in my mind, who tells the truth and follows through on his word and has a huge heart and is doing a lot in the community. So without further ado, Mr. Hunter, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Hunter Rand. I'm a filmmaker. Used to be a high school teacher. I taught video production at Spanish Springs High School, and still making films. And now I'm running for office, trying to just make the community even better.
I think that's awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Hunter. And just make sure to like and subscribe and be a part of the community here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. Without you, there is no Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. We really are a community organization. We run off of funds because of people just like you, and we make things happen because of you. So without you, there is nothing. There is no Good Shepherd, and there's no reason for us to give out the clothes.
That's true.
So thank you guys so much. And we want to do a shout out to Shelley's Hardware. Thank you so much, Shelley's, for donating to this podcast to make it happen. Shelley's Hardware is a small local place where you can get the small bolts like Hunter does.
Hunter knows.
Or
Yes.
Or you can get that large leaf blower that you need for all those leaves that are falling. It was crazy today. We were driving around town and there were leaves everywhere. Oh my gosh.
I love this season so much.
It's a fall day. I know you like pumpkin spice lattes.
Pumpkin spice and something nice. No, I love seeing, and those joking aside, I love seeing the leaves because they're dying. And it reminds me of life too. Like even in death, like hospice, there's beauty and there's colors and there's a beauty to behold. And so it's a good metaphor every year. I honestly love the season. It's starting to get a little more chilly. Sweater weather, peacoat weather. Peacoat.
I wasn't joking. You like pumpkin spice lattes.
I do. Not Starbucks though. That's garbage.
Oh, whoa.
Like chemicals in there, and
unless they sponsor us.
Support local. No, support local. Like we got Human Bean and Dutch Bros that give us gift cards. Lighthouse Coffee.
Coffee and comics.
Coffee and comics. Yep.
Alex is my buddy over there. He's a good guy. But we're going to talk about our next sponsor, who is Spheron Consulting. As the local experts in recruitment, Spheron understands the unique needs of the Northern Nevada job market. They connect qualified candidates with leading companies, ensuring the right fit every time. Whether you need administrative support, light industrial staff, or professional hires, Spheron takes the stress out of staffing. Call or text Spheron today to find out more. 775-829-8367. Thank you, Brian. We really appreciate you guys. He was at the fundraiser too. His table was full, and well, it wasn't his table. He was attending with someone else from the Lions Club. Lions Club was there. And Hunter, you had a full table as well. Thank you so much for supporting us.
It's a blast.
And even more, he helped us put back, him and his wife, hundreds of chairs.
Hundreds.
In the most crazy numbered diagram I've ever seen for a setup.
That was pretty wild.
So thank you, good sir.
It was a word problem. What diagram? What diagram? It was a paragraph.
But it was a blessing, and thank you so much, Livingstone South Reno, for donating the venue.
Beautiful.
It was really cool. It used to be a wedding venue, and I actually did some events there.
Why?
In the back, yeah, it was pretty cool. So thank you for doing that. And we want to talk about our last sponsor, who is Relentless Business Mastery. They are a Reno-based digital marketing agency specializing in services such as local SEO, web development, and pay-per-click advertising, and so much more. They do an excellent job, and they help us behind the scenes as well. Great business and great people. So we have some great sponsors, and thank you guys for sponsoring the Community Cares Podcast, because we are here for the community, doing community stuff. What do you think, Chaz?
I think that's
normally you pick up the ball after I throw it, but I just threw you the ball, man.
Jason does a great job. I mean, he's helped us clean up after different events, and he helps a lot of SEOs, or helps a lot of nonprofits and organizations with SEOs.
Yep, SEO.
So
yeah,
he's a good guy. I know you know him too, right?
No.
No, he doesn't know
I'd love
Jason.
to meet him. I'd love to meet him.
He's a great guy. He's a good guy, and he runs. And they do a lot. They are local. They're based local, but they actually do marketing for like people nationwide.
It was Sarah that was on from Compassionate Business Networking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah, right?
I'm just like, nope.
No.
I don't know
What's
Sarah
her
either.
name? Who co-founded with Matt Bruback?
It was Sarah. Yeah.
I just said that. Yes.
I also don't know.
Hunter, don't throw me. I'm not asking if you know her. I'm talking to Dave.
Oh, you're talking to me. I thought you were talking
No,
to
I'm
Hunter.
talking to you.
Hunter and I thought you were talking to Hunter.
At least Hunter knows he's truthful. I'm talking to you, Dave. My point in that was Sarah said she also used Jason, and it really helped her.
Correct.
So
yes.
thank you.
Yes, you're right.
Goodness
I thought you were talking to
gracious.
Hunter
I
too.
need a
So.
pumpkin spice double espresso latte.
Well, we really appreciate it. Hunter, our guest, thank you so much for being here. If you guys have watched the show, you guys know about a half a year ago, Hunter was on. And so if you want to find out about that episode, please check it out on the Community Cares podcast. And he did an excellent job back then. Thank you for coming back a second time.
Thank you for having me back a second time.
We really appreciate it. That first time you came on, actually, you were helping cover a day where we had someone drop out. And I was like, hey, bud, can you just like come on? And you were like, of course I'll come on. And super awesome.
Yes, thank
you
you.
wanted to be on. You wanted to talk about all your filmmaking stuff and other things that are going on in your life. And since then, we've gotten to know each other a little bit better, truly.
Yeah.
And so I've done more stuff together, hung out, had coffee, put a few hundred chairs back up, all sorts of things. So thank you for everything you do for our organization. You really have, you and your wife
Yes.
have really stepped up in a lot of different ways and really helped us move the needle forwards here as a small little local nonprofit. And you spoke at our fundraiser. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I thought of you the other night. That sounded weird, but let me finish that thought. So there was this house on the corner behind Smart and Final over by Reno Public Market in Reno.
Yeah.
And they, what? You're killing me, Smalls. So,
keep
no,
going.
seriously, though, they had unpacked this trailer and they had lights and cameras all over the place. And so, were you a part of that?
So there, I don't know because there's so many projects that are happening at the same time. So like as of 2 months ago, just with the events, the festivals, the competitions, and all of the streaming distribution, there's so much content that's needed. We did a count, and I think our official count was like 20 to 30 projects being produced simultaneously in Northern Nevada. We're including Carson. We're including Virginia City.
Whoa.
We're including Reno. We think it was more than that, because we went to the Carson Creepy, Carson City Horror Film Festival, and all those films were made in Northern Nevada in the 2 weeks before that. Part of the rules, they need to be completed, within a certain time frame. And there were 45 films that had been submitted, and those are the films that end up on some of the streaming platforms. Some of them will go straight to YouTube. Some of them might end up on Tubi. Some of them will never be seen again just because it becomes a project that goes into development. One of them got picked up by Cordillera Film Festival and was part of their Halloween film showing.
That's so cool.
There's 2 features that are, one of them just wrapped up, but Andrew Arguello, who's a great local filmmaker and a good friend of mine, we get lunch together. Whenever he has bad news to tell me, we get lunch. Whenever it's good news, it's a phone call.
That sounds like Dave. Except every phone call is bad news lately.
Oh,
He's a great local filmmaker, and he let me visit one of his film sets and just talk to his crew. And he had some locations that were here in Sparks. He filmed at the grocery outlet on Audie Boulevard. He filmed at the Elbow Room, and just seeing that 100% of that crew was local crew.
That's
Lives
so
in
cool.
Reno and Sparks and Carson. is amazing. There's another film that's Love Me Times 3. That's the name of that film. There's another film with Rob Lowe and Keith David. I love Keith David. I have a couple of friends on that set. I don't remember who the production company is, and I don't know what the distribution is, but that's also filming. That one is still filming. So Love Me Times 3 is wrapped up. A lot of the short film projects have wrapped up. It's kind of in cycles because it's when the crew's available, and we're already seeing that start to pick up again. I was 6 minutes late today because I was on the phone, dealing with some interpersonal problems between crew members and things like that, and trying to get everyone to coexist and love each other and be nice to each other. Because we're artists, we're eccentric people, and my wife will tell you that I'm incredibly eccentric, and it's just it comes with the territory. But we've had a lot of projects there. It's a great economic opportunity.
Say, economically, I mean, this is really could grow into a big thing for us in Northern Nevada.
It's been like that for a long time. When we look at just Sparks, the filmmaking history here, one of my favorite movies to talk about is Heart 8, filmed at Jack's Cafe on Victorian, and The Nugget. Starring Samuel L. Jackson, Gwyneth Paltrow. It was Paul Thomas Anderson's first feature film.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it was filmed mostly in Sparks. The pickup shots were in Reno. 90% of it was filmed in Sparks. Wow. Pink Cadillac, I believe, was also filmed in Sparks. And when you look at Cordillera, the major film festival, mostly happens in Sparks.
Wow.
And Sparks now has more movie theaters in Reno. It's, just unintentionally. We've got Galaxy Legends, Galaxy Victorian, and El Rancho. And Reno has Summit and Park Lane. That's all that's left. And the movie theater at the Grand Sierra is a magic show now.
Yeah.
I think that's it in Reno.
Yeah, my church just bought the downtown Reno building.
I hope they preserve one theater. Maybe.
Actually, it's really going to be a community center. Actually, they have a lot of great plans for it. So I'm excited. Really happy that it's going to be for the city, in the city, and going to be able to incorporate more of a family dynamic for shops and dining and different things. And I think there will be a lot that will come from it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So you sent me some stuff before coming today. I wanted to kind of go over some of it. So September, you got the Real Visionary Award from the Reno 48 for contributions to Northern Nevada film industry. Do you want to kind of describe that a little bit? What was happening and why'd you get the award?
I'm getting emotional.
Shout out to Andrea, who's probably watching from Florida. She was excited. She was texting me. I don't know. He won. It's out there.
I invited Andrea, invited my high school video teacher. It's the only award that they give out that they give you advance notice for.
Wow.
And it's like the biggest award that the Reno 48 gives out. It's given by peers to peers.
That's really cool.
There's awards that they give out to partners, like Galaxy Theaters received an award, and I'm sure some politicians down the road will get some awards in the coming years as the cities get more involved in the film industry. But this award has to go to the people in the film industry.
Yeah.
And it isn't a marketing thing. I remember when Ivy, who runs the Reno 48 and runs Malevolent Mouse Productions, called me up and said that they had their committee kind of had a conversation, and it was down to two people, and even the other person was like, why are you giving it to me? And just to hear the kind words that they said about me.
Wow.
It makes sense when I look at it from the outside looking in.
Sure.
At the same time, I'm building on other people's foundations.
Yeah.
My mentor, Kelly Blanco, tried to build up this community for 15 years and was met by a lot of bad actors.
Wow.
This was before the Me Too movement. This was before, everyone had accepted Harvey Weinstein was a rapist, and before other people, had come out with what had happened to them. And she still is, a woman in the film industry dealing with people like that.
Wow.
And I think some of it comes from being a teacher, and some of it comes from being in a family of teachers, but looking out for, our young people on sets, young men and women that are in a position to be taken advantage of because they want something so badly that they're willing to do almost anything for it, and make sure that nothing is asked of them. And I'll be honest, one of the why I was late is there's something was said on a set. That's just part of it, but something was said on a set that shouldn't be said in any workplace. And there was a minor on that set that I work with that I personally know, and so I want to make sure that never happens again.
No.
And
No.
And I want to get to the bottom of it. We're building this really tight-knit community.
Yep.
And how do we get people who shouldn't be in this industry out of this industry, right?
Not to be cliche as a joke, but it only takes a few bad actors, literally.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hey, I'm serious.
Chaz Blackburn.
If we're talking about Twilight and Robert Pattinson's performance, absolutely.
I loved his hair. I wanted his hair so bad.
Oh my gosh. Oh
His
my
hair is so
gosh.
sick.
Chaz.
Seriously. And then I found out if you just don't wash your hair for 3 months, then you could have that hair.
But seriously, I mean, not to be cliche, but you look at Rust and Alec Baldwin and look at The Armorer and look at all the little things that people ignored because they didn't want to make a big deal out of a small thing. They didn't want to burn a bridge. And there is Helena Hutchins, a great Ukrainian cinematographer who's dead. We have Sarah Jones, who I think it was 2013, 2014. We had producers lying that they had permission to be on some train tracks on a train bridge.
Yeah.
And turns out sometimes trains run a little late. And they missed that day, and she lost her life. Someone else is an amputee because of that. You have people in the film industry, and I'm sure people out there have heard it, but doing anything for the shot.
Yeah.
And that kind of mentality gets people killed.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of this. On my sets, I've never had a time lost injury.
Wow.
I've had little things here and there. And they're all freak accidents. On one of my films earlier this year, someone took, actress was barefoot because the scene called for her to be barefoot, and she stepped on a tile at a house we were renting, and the tile just kind of,
Oh my goodness.
just slightly broke and just pinched her foot, let out some blood, and no stitches, nothing like that. I think that's the worst injury I've had on set in my whole career.
Not bad. Compared to other stories I've heard, that's not bad.
and that's what you're going to have injuries. We're going to have blisters.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
No matter how much prevention you do, because things break. I mean, we can look at, there was a RE600, I believe, a light that fell on Bill and Hillary Clinton while they were being interviewed. And I can promise you that network sent their best gaffers to the White House to film the president and the first lady.
Oh, yeah.
And we still had a safety issue.
Did they ever shed light on what happened? Why it fell?
Chaz.
I'm sorry.
So the safety cable was not affixed properly.
Is that what it was?
I believe so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It just takes one mistake, though. Joking aside, I mean, that's...
Yeah, and I think
Joking aside. Yeah, you sure about that?
but just trying to build that culture of safety and reminding especially the younger filmmakers that are coming up through the CTE programs or just getting into the film industry as young adults. We we get it, you're hungry, you want something very badly, but we can't cut corners, especially on safety, right? Like, cool, you want to film in the street, let's get you permits. And Sparks, they're very reasonably priced. But we're not just going to film in the street, because without a permit, without cones, without safety people, what if a car comes?
Yeah. You don't really think about those things from the outside. Like, I'm not in the film industry. Other than this podcast, it's not really the film industry. But I don't.
This is not the film industry.
I wouldn't think of safety issues like that as a big thing. You don't think about, when you watch a really big movie, you don't think about all the safety provisions that went in place to make that happen.
And it's a full-time job. I encourage. Nevada has the strictest film industry and entertainment industry safety laws in the
Really?
world. And to even step foot onto a film set that's paid, you need a 10-hour class.
Wow.
To be a supervisor, you need a 30-hour class. And they even have a whole post-grad program that's free to become a Nevada safety and health practitioner through SCATS. Everything through them is free. I highly recommend checking out Nevada SCATS, the safety consultation and training section. And yes, we all acknowledge it's a horrible name for a state agency.
That's exactly what I was going to say. But I did want to get in.
That's crappy, man.
I did want.
Sorry, this is a...
You're going to get kicked out of the program.
I know. I'm like, wow, buddy.
Sorry. Yeah, I told you I'm on one
It's a
today.
Monday. It's a Monday.
It's been a long week.
I mean, it's
not just
Tuesday
a
now
Monday,
that you're watching this, but it's
but
a Monday.
It's been a long week.
You know, people like listen to the show, bud.
I know.
And thank you for listening. Even with the bad jokes and everything else, we appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm queuing them up for later for my wife.
I do.
I'm gonna take credit for them too. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I have one. Nika said this the other day, and I thought it was good. Did you hear about that stabbing? It was that lady.
She did it.
It was an actor. It was an actress. Well, what's her name? Reese.
Witherspoon?
No. With a knife. There you go. That's what I got. Anyways,
That didn't cut it.
they didn't. Oh, buddy.
I liked it.
Buddy didn't cut it. I get it.
Oh, man. Okay.
Just had 6 confirmed films, 5 shorts, and 1 feature length. Use Sparks for locations. The feature used the Elbow Room and Grocery Outlet on audio. Do you want to speak on that a little bit? That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what's great about the film industry is you have the trades, you have the carpenters, you have the electricians, you have, and then you have these locations, and you can't be building houses 365 days a year. It's just winter happens, right? I believe construction here in northern Nevada is starting to slow down. So what do?
Yeah.
Well, you go work on a film set. And in LA, that's, in Atlanta, in Canada, that's not a problem. Here, we only have a handful of film sets, but the film sets, need those people. They use the Elbow Room on a day where they would not have gotten any business, I think they had one person try to go in and grab a drink, and it is, it was a Tuesday, I believe, and they're getting location fees for that. Their staff is getting paid to be there.
Beautiful. That's awesome.
The Grocery Outlet was gracious and opened up to Andrew's film. They filmed through a night, and having these real locations available to film productions is what can attract them because it saves a lot of money.
Right.
One of the biggest reasons that people build crazy sets is because that it's cheaper to do that than to get access to a location. As crazy as that sounds, I think Nail House, Freddie Wong's feature film is coming out, and they built a Chinese restaurant in a warehouse because it was cheaper to build a Chinese restaurant because no one wants to rent to them or it's too exorbitant. And that's what's happened in LA. Instead, here locally, we have a bunch of people that want to support the local artists, the local film industries.
Right.
And sometimes the filmmakers can't afford the location fee and they're gracious enough to allow them to film there. And sometimes they can, and they're making them whole and taking care of them. But the best thing about it is we live in this beautiful community that's colorful in so many ways, metaphorical ways and literally.
Yeah.
And we get to highlight this beautiful community we live in. I think
Pretty awesome.
People take it for granted. We live in a celebrity's backyard. We're 40 minutes from Lake Tahoe.
Yep.
I mean, we just think about who lives in Reno, who has a presence in Reno, and Sparks, and there's some big name. Patrick Stewart married a Reno High grad, and they have a residence in Reno. Jeremy Renner. Everyone talks about the lack of income tax, but it's for a lot of people. For me, it's not about that. It's about the climate. It's about the people. It's about I've never lived in a neighborhood like mine now, and I never want to sell my house. Like it is, my neighbors are great, the neighborhood's great, everything about where we're at is great.
Except for maybe being so close to Dave.
Yeah, you're my neighbor. I've seen him. I'm like
Tell
walking.
me if you still feel that way a year after.
I think I'm the menace.
Yeah, last time it was like 2 weeks ago. He came to my house, knocked on my door, like, "Hey, buddy, is everything okay?" Like, because we talked. We're not going to talk about what we talked about before, but we talked about something else, and which was a kind of intense conversation. I'm like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on?" And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I just wanted to drop this off and say hi."
That's
like,
awesome.
"Oh, perfect, cool. I'm cool with that." And so, but they're
but a good neighborhood. Joking aside, it's family neighborhood. And
it's a great neighborhood. And then I because he's running for word too, and so I was like, our neighbors are our friends, and I was like, and they have a no soliciting sign, and this guy was a gentleman, and he was like, "I'm not gonna go talk to them. I'm not gonna knock on the door." I'm like, "Why? I mean, they're my friends. I'll introduce you." And he's like, "Because I want to be nice. I want to be kind. I want to be respectful." And so I was like, "Okay." And Julie was bringing
Dave
in.
walked over there.
Yeah, I walked over, and my friend was pulling out groceries or whatever, and I'm like, "Hey, Julie, what's going on?" And then she's like, "Oh, I'm doing it. I want to introduce my friend." And the first thing he said was like, "I am a politician. I didn't want to be rude." And I want to be respectful, and he was super respectful and kind, and and I told her all the information because I'm like, it's my friend, we hang out with them, and but he was so respectful, and that's very rare, which kind of bleeds into what I want to talk about now, sir. You're running for Ward 2.
Yes, I am.
Why are you doing that?
I think
that's crazy.
There are so many reasons.
So many reasons.
I could list off the neighbors that have come forward to me. I could list off, everything, but what it comes down to is we need better representation. For the people. We need to put people first before corporations, and I think we want someone who's present, who's more present and responsive. And as I meet my neighbors, it's very clear that other people's experiences are not outliers.
Yeah. Well, and that's super important, and to be able to feel like that you're present, right? And I mean, we'll invite whoever wants to talk politics on the show. Anyone can come on. We have sent an email invitation to every politician in our area. Now, it's up to them, and anyone running too. We've had other, like Jesse Coulter was on when he was running, and we've had all sorts of different people on from different stripes, different ideas. Our goal is to be a community voice, to really get out there and to be the voice of the community, let people know what's going on in their neighborhood, in their city, and why we do what we do, right? Because that's what we cared about for the Community Cares podcast. I remember Chaz and I we were kind of talking about, like, should we have some politicians on? Should we have certain people on? And we kind of came to the conclusion, of course, they're community figures.
As long as we open it up to everybody.
Yeah. It's a community conversation.
Of our community conversation. And there is a huge correlation of collaboration between dignitaries bringing nonprofits together to fill the gaps where government cannot. And I think where some of the politicians fail, in my mind, is they're not out there spending the effort investing in those nonprofits and driving awareness to those extra resources for their constituents that may be struggling where the government cannot meet the needs.
Right.
And so it is important for our community leaders to step up and to be approachable, to take feedback, and to bring people together in organizations.
Yeah, I mean, Chaz, I completely agree with you, and I think it's something that that the government can't fix everything.
Absolutely not.
Like,
it was never meant to.
It's not meant to. That's not the point of the government. Government, we need to come together as a community to help people.
Yeah.
That's what Good Shepherd's Close Closet's all about.
And together with the government and collaborate. So I did have a serious question, joking aside, though. Do we give good tax credits in Nevada for that?
We give horrible tax credits.
For film industry?
I can tell you that every film project in Nevada that's happening right now. It's either because of locations or it's because the people that are driving the driving forces behind the film are from here, live here, or have some other connection to Nevada.
Okay.
It's at the same time, and I think this is a really controversial opinion in the film industry, and I'm sure I'm going to get some text messages about this. I am not an advocate for the current film tax bill. It is for a number of reasons. I thought the first version of the bill that they tried to pass 2 years ago was better, but flawed also. It's all the good things, that give back to the community have been stripped out of that. There's no film school.
Hold on.
Yes.
I don't know anything about this. So can you educate me on what the bill is?
It gets really complicated. I don't
layman's
know.
terms. Come on.
So
We
tax
got
credits.
1 minute. I'm a guy on the street asking what's going on.
So transferable tax credits. I say I'm going to make a film here, and if I qualify for tax credits, I get a transferable tax credit. As a film production company, I probably don't really have that many taxes owed to the state of Nevada, but they're transferable tax credits, so I can sell them for 75 cents on the dollar or 50 cents on the dollar to Walmart.
Wow.
Or Best Buy, who owes a significant amount of money to the state of Nevada for taxes. And so the state gets its tax money. The film production company gets to get closer to breaking even on their budget. And usually you get those tax credits by meeting some requirement like hiring 75% of your film crew is local.
Okay.
Right.
Or 100% of your locations are in the state of Nevada. These are just examples.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure what's in the bill, because there's a lot in the
A
bill.
lot of amendments
Okay.
too. Sure.
The current bill is a lot about building film production infrastructure and studio space, and I'm not a fan of that because you can look at other states that have done that, and when the other film tax credits run out, because all this stuff has a definitive end.
Yep.
Then they just become derelict, abandoned structures.
Yeah.
That's what's happening in Atlanta,
Yeah, I've heard
New
that.
Mexico. And the original tax bill 2 years ago was cool because it had like a proper film school with the University of Nevada, Reno up here in the north. And it had some workforce development in there. It wasn't just about building structures and infrastructure. Not to say that the current tax bill doesn't have some of that stuff, but it leans heavily towards building large structures that can't be redeveloped. That's the biggest thing. You build these buildings. These are huge buildings. Yeah. There are very few things you can do with buildings like that.
That
and
makes
you can
sense.
see, you look at Walmarts that are vacant, and there was that one Walmart in Northtown Reno that sat empty for years and years and years, and now
sure.
it's a call center. Now imagine a building 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 times the size of that, with ceilings 3 or 4 times as high.
Yeah.
Maintenance costs are 10 times.
Sure.
And what are you going to do? And we had a warehouse that we used for film production in town, and people don't realize that when you intentionally leave buildings empty, like as studio space, weird things happen that you don't have happen when you have an occupied building. I want to tell you, pest control is such a problem, and it's hard because everything's just open. Like, what do you do? Maybe you have, I think we got a cat in there once, and it's a 20,000 square foot warehouse. There's no hallway for me to chase a cat down into a trap.
Nope.
It's just a 20,000 square foot open space that we're running around in trying to catch a cat.
Yeah,
And
that's a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, and it's we want to catch a cat, get it to animal control, not just open a door and let it out. But it's we had a problem with lizards that got in and died because there was no food. And when you have buildings like this, they're not occupied 100% of the time. So we had a small roof leak that turned into kind of a big deal because no one was there to report it until a day later. And it's like, what do you do? So these buildings have, people are like, oh, it's an empty building, it can sit there for a bit until the next production comes. That's not the case. And a lot of times these buildings get the cost of operating them gets put on the localities or on the state's film commission.
Wow.
And it's a lot of money. And so that's why we're advocates of filming on location,
Sure.
filming in Sparks, and maybe some more small studio spaces would be great, focusing on the ability to redevelop them into something else.
You wanna film something here? You can.
I'd love to.
You can. If
I'd
you guys
love
need like
to.
a shopping scene, clothing
down.
shopping
Wait a
space.
minute. It depends on what kind of film it is. Just saying.
So yeah, I
John Wick.
Perfect.
the reason I wanted to kind of dive into that a little bit. I know that was the weeds. We got in the weeds a little bit.
No, but that was
But
really interesting.
I
Thank
wanted-
you for educating. Yeah.
I wanted, one, educate our community and the community, right? So, and then two, I really wanted people to hear
The passion.
the passion
Yeah.
and to know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
You're not just a politician's like, I'm ready to run. Put me in, coach. No. You know what you're doing.
You really could bring some change with the economy, even bringing more film here. I mean, you have that opportunity. I when I first heard you say that, I didn't know all the things you were a part of.
Bingo.
I thought to myself, nothing negative because I didn't know you.
But it was
it's just
ignorance.
like, is that really even a feasible, objective?
Boom.
But now
And it
knowing
is.
it is, knowing
Yep.
that your
Yeah.
your depth and what you're a part of, it is absolutely, and it could have a huge impact.
And I really wanted to share with our viewers your heart, and
Yeah.
you really do your homework on
You
these
do.
bills. And it's not as a Ward 2 candidate, you're not just like willy nilly, I'm going to vote for whatever. You really care. You're going to do the research, and you're going to vote with your heart and what you believe is best for the community. And that right there is invaluable in a politician.
Well, thank you.
It really is. And I appreciate that as a friend. We've had some very deep conversations about the community, what we see, because we're both in the neighborhood. I run a nonprofit in Ward 2. We care about this. And I appreciate that drive, because we as a community are doing awesome things. We really are. But there's so much more that we can do. That's all I got.
I'll give you guys a crazy statistic. Every year, so we have federally funded CTE programs at 3, maybe 4 high schools in town, AACT. Spanish Springs High School. Reno High School used to have a program and it closed down, but now Debbie Smith Career and Technical Academy has a program. And I believe Damani Ranch might have a multimedia program. But these schools are graduating together, I want to say, and I'm going to give a range because I'm not actually sure, but it's one, just looking at class sizes, it's 1 to 200 students are graduating every year that are ready to come into the film industry.
Wow.
And we don't have jobs for them.
Right.
So they move.
And they either go to college for something that they also don't have a job waiting for them, or they try to get into the industry and now they're my competitor, which, some of those guys are really doing better than me, and good for them, and some of them are not, and you have your dreams crushed a little bit. Some of them are moving away. One of my interns resigned to go to college in Idaho because he saw better opportunities for him there, and a lot of people move to LA for more opportunities, or Atlanta. My cousin is in the film industry as well, and he lives in Atlanta, and that's where he's working. And it sucks because we are investing our federal dollars and our state dollars into these programs here in our community, and then a lot of this talent is either not staying in that industry that's supposed to be developed, or they're leaving. And that's where my mentor left off 10 years ago. She had spent 15 years trying to build this film industry, and I think there were some factors outside of her control that led to her leaving, and now she's doing the same thing in Colorado and Hawaii, and focusing on the local people there, and less on bringing people there, but building that local film community. And it's kind of a bigger thing of how can we continue to diversify our local economy, right? When you have a single trick economy, right, tourism, something like COVID happens,
Right.
it's devastating. But when you have a multifaceted, diverse economy, you can weather those storms, because statistically they're going to happen again. Statistically, we will have another public health crisis.
Something.
It happens every 50 to 60 years. I mean, we're going to have a natural disaster. It's going to continue happening, because that's just the nature of the world. Everything happens in cycles. And so the best way to weather those storms is to diversify your economy further. So in this case, let's bring more film industry. When the restaurants are down, when the carpenters are out of work, when the electricians are out of work, if we have 20 films, being produced here every year, and that sounds like a lot, it's not. When you look at all the distribution methods, that's not even 1/1000th of a percent of what's being made. Wow. It's very reasonable for us to say we could have 20 films being produced in Northern Nevada at the same time, all the time. Yeah. We don't have the people right now for that. We don't have the infrastructure for that. We don't have the equipment for that. But it's very feasible for us to get there within 5 to 10 years.
Yep.
And when we get there, the economic opportunities are huge, because when you look at the media industry, it's measured in trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
And when you look at how much money those 20 films could bring in, or 20 projects, all of a sudden you start to realize we're not asking for a lot. We're asking for 1/1000th of a percent.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And that, all of a sudden, that 1/1000th of a percent is 100 less people that are getting laid off, 100 more.
Which is a huge implications.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot. It's huge for 100 families. I mean,
that's huge.
And it affects so many different trickle effects.
So I want to kind of wrap it up, get to the end, wrap it up.
It's not Christmas time. Right?
Whoa. It's almost Christmas.
I know.
Do you have anything?
Nuts roasting by an open fire.
Is there anything you want to share with our audience on maybe something coming up, or something, a thought you would like to share?
The last time I was here, I talked about just trying to do better every day, little by little. If everyone just does 1/100th of a percent better every day, a year from now, we're 10% or 20% closer to the goal of whatever that, whatever that means, whatever a better community is. And as every time I go walking and my wife is with me, we're bringing a trash bag now. And I want to tell you that we fill that bag up in about a mile. Wow. And we try to go 2 miles. And
that's
it's just little pieces of trash, nothing big. It isn't like a Listerine bottle, and I'm saying that the bag is full. It's candy wrappers. It's little shots of booze from the 7-Eleven. It's beer cans. It's bottles. It's water bottles. And we're picking up this trash. If you see just one piece of trash once a day, pick it up, find a garbage can. If there's no garbage can and it's, not crawling with bugs, throw it on the floor of your car and take it home and throw it in your trash can when you get home, And if everyone does that, all the neighborhoods would be a little bit cleaner. We'd have less glass in the streets.
You're right.
They would be less trashy.
Yeah.
Be the change that you want to see in the world. Yes. Our cliche saying.
That's right.
It's true, though. Little behaviors like that equal big results in the long term. So thank you.
On behalf of Good Shepherd, I really want to say thank you for donating financially and also donating your time.
Yes.
So
those chairs.
You and your wife,
you guys, a trophy.
no trophy.
You guys are fantastic, and we appreciate your family and then and just your friendship. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
We help over 800 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside and help one. You got to say it right if you're going to say it, man. Come on.
I didn't practice this. I'm sorry. I feel left out.
Oh, it's okay.
Hey, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.